Welcome back to another great episode with Car Talks. Now today we're in the 2015 Audi A3 diesel. So let's go and check it out. This 2015 Audi A3. It's a sportsback. Power it produces is 184 horsepower, 380 Newton meters of torque. That means that it gives a 0 to 60 time of 7.2 seconds, which the normal hatchback does it in a little bit quicker than that. It does just under 7 seconds. Miles per gallon, so that is a big one for people. It says in the brochure this car does 65 miles to the gallon. In realistic terms, you're probably going to get about 50, because you're not always going to be driving so conservatively. It is a diesel turbo, so it is a little bit more efficient if you're doing longer drives. So for a good example of this car, you're looking at about the 16, 17 grand mark for a second hand. They started around the 30 grand mark, which they haven't depreciated too much, because we're coming up to about, well, this car especially, it's 2015, it's coming up 4 years. Let's go for a little spin, shall we? And see what this S-Tronic in the diesel turbo is actually like. Oh, change gear quick, so yeah, it doesn't seem... That's quite good. It's not sluggish. Holds the road well. It's got a little bit of a lag, I can tell, on the gears, but it's not a race car. It's a sportsback. Being in an S3 before, I probably would have gone and spent the extra couple of grand on an S3 personally. One, it gives you twice the amount of horsepower. Two, the ride is a little bit better. You're going to suffer a lot on the mile per gallon, but I would say it's more of an enjoyable car to drive. But this car is well spec'd. I like the dials, they're very clear, they're quite bold. The new sort of sat-nav system where it comes up out of the dashboard, that's a really cool feature. Generally feels, I mean, it's an Audi A3, it's a pretty basic car. You can see them all around Europe. It's just generally a great car to buy. You're not going to really buy it and lose too much money on the car. They've been relatively reliable over the years, so on that side of things, it's pretty good. The ride is pretty hard for this style of car. It's actually probably harder ridden than my M3, which is saying something, because I think that's a fairly hard ride. It's got these nice little paddle shifts. They're not too big, but they're slightly understated, and they're at I would say perfect length to your fingertips. So I'll try and put it in manual mode. See what it's like. Yeah, a bit more performance. It's a bit better. Still not got that. Yeah, it's still really lagging. I was expecting it to have or feel like it's got a lot more torque. This car doesn't. 380 Newton meters, and it really doesn't show it, you know. One great thing about driving this car, and if you're in all terrains, it is four-wheel drive, so it's always flat, it's always stable on the road, and you're going to get that power running through all the wheels at all times. So you're not gonna, if you think of the matter, you're not gonna lose any power put down on this type of car. And that's the same with all the a lot of the Audis. They have that Quattro four-wheel drive system, which is bloody fantastic. Driving position, it's pretty good. I've been in better. I love these steering wheel, the cut-off steering wheel at the bottom. It just makes it have a sportier feel to it, especially it being an S Line. Everything still does feel a little bit plasticky in here. There's just something about it which I'm not a massive fan of. Not a massive fan of, but visuals are good. I'm not so sure. Let's move this. Okay, so that does the sunroof. You have to manually push back the mesh. So not too bad with the wind. I mean, there's a little bit of noise, wind noise with that down. Let's try it with the mesh on top of it so you don't get so much light in. Yeah, there's quite a lot of wind resistance on that. Let's close it up. So you just hold that button down there. It's quite loud as well when it closes. Hi guys, thanks for watching another great episode with Car Talks. Now, did really like this drive, but it is a bit of a boring car, and it's also a diesel, but it does look fantastic. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel here, and if you want to see other footage that we've done, other reviews, click up here. And if you haven't already, give us a like, and I hope you enjoyed the ride. See you next time.